Welcome back, everybody, to Last Night Productions. I'm your host Carlos. With me today, I got Ian and a special some guests as well. We got Juan on the line. Hey, Juan.
Oh, hey, hon. What up? What up?
Where'd he go?
And we also have the Sinners commentator himself, Tony. What's up, guys? But as Tony's name suggests, we're going to be talking about Sinners. It came out in theaters like 3 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, it's been out
4
for a
weeks.
while now.
And it actually just left the theaters too because
Did it really?
It's not,
Thunderbolt.
it didn't leave the theaters.
Oh.
Just left their premium formats.
Okay. So what is that, IMAX or something?
And
or?
the XD screens
Okay.
at Cinemark.
Yeah, but I think it's getting a return to IMAX, or like it got like a little extended window.
Dude, we
Oh
should
yeah, I
go.
saw
I
something
saw
about
it
that.
sold out
Yeah.
immediately.
Oh,
The
I saw
70
something
millimeter
about
film.
that. They were gonna
like
return.
it's on legit 70
Yeah,
millimeter?
it was like it might be like towards
Like-
the end of the month, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, all the 70 millimeters sold out though. The closest to us was San Francisco.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder, like, maybe they're just like, we're not doing it again. Oppenheimer was too much a pain in the ass, maybe, or something.
Maybe, yeah.
'Cause that is a very tricky process, and not many people know how to do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest issue.
To run
I
the
did see
projector.
the Oppenheimer like that in Sacramento. They had like
It
the
was-
canvas over the screen.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw this one a couple weeks ago. I think Ian saw it this week. You guys saw it too. It's a film by director Ryan Coogler. He did the Black Panther film. What else did he do? He did
Creed,
Fruitvale Station with
which
Michael B.
I've
Jordan.
never
in it.
seen that.
Me neither. It
I haven't
seemed like
it got a lot of buzz
film.
when it came out. I remember hearing that name a lot.
Yeah.
I think that got him Black Panther. If I'm
Oh.
not mistaken.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, the director, he made this a film about two twin brothers. You can see behind me, played both by Michael B. Jordan. The technology behind that's pretty cool. It looks like there's two Michael B. Jordans.
Yeah.
But they're gonna run a juke joint. I think down in
Mississippi?
Yeah, and they're gonna have a party at the juke joint, but then suddenly it's interrupted by some vampires who want to get in and snatch some souls up and have them join their army of the undead. An excellent film. Why don't we check out the trailer? Yo, what's up, Jordan? You know.
I've been all over this world. I seen men die in ways I ain't even know was possible. Hey, brother. Be careful. I will. With all the things that I seen. I ain't ever seen no demons. No ghosts. No magic. Till now.
To get back inside.
Let me in, man. Some weird shit going on out here.
You keep dancing with the devil. One day he's gonna follow you home.
The Sinners. That was a good one, man. But let me ask you, Ian. I think you were the last one to see it out of us. What'd you think about it?
I really liked it. I was not sold on the trailer.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
I don't think because I saw the trailer when I went to go see like Hard Eyes and maybe the monkey,
Yeah.
and I don't think it was that one you showed specifically, but regardless, the trailer didn't do it for me. I was like, whatever. But when this came out, it was getting such good buzz. I was like, well, shit, I'll go watch it, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good,
Yeah.
really good. It exceeded my expectations.
That's how I felt too. Word of mouth. Everybody was just talking
Yeah,
about it. I
yeah.
think Tony recommended it too, right, Tone?
I think so.
But Juan, what did you think about Sinners?
Honestly, like when I went into this movie, I had no idea what it was about. Like I don't think I watched the full trailer for any of the trailers they released.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. But then I know Tony was like always talking about it and he's really liked it. So then I was like, okay. So when we finally went to go watch it, I went in with like no, with knowing nothing about it really. And all of a sudden I was just hooked throughout the whole entire movie. It was really, really good.
Yeah. Tone, what'd you think about it?
I thought it was really good. Like I kind of did know like the twist and everything. Like I know that the first trailer like held out on the twist, but because I like keep up with too much movie news, like I already knew that it was like a vampire movie that was gonna be done by Ryan Coogler. But I still think even going in knowing the twist, like I still enjoyed it and like it exceeded my expectations that I had for it.
Yeah, nice. The vampires, they're probably not even introduced until like an hour into the film, it felt like.
Yeah.
We got pretty far
Yeah.
along. But yeah, even the beginning, it just seems like a normal, maybe gangster flick. These two guys are trying to get into business back home, and they have a secret past that they don't want to. Well, I guess they have a reputation in town now too. That people fear them, and they're tossing money around trying to get stuff going.
Why is that? It was kind of hard to pick it up. What was it?
Like their father had like a bad reputation, and they thought that so did his sons. And like I mean, they kind of do because they became gang members or like criminals,
right?
Professional criminals.
But they were veterans. Didn't they fight in World War One or something?
Yeah, they're World War One veterans. And are we in spoilers yet? Because they're also working for a famous gang member.
I've heard people say that this movie was slow. Really took a long time to get going.
Really?
But I that didn't bother me. And I'm a stickler for sometimes it's like get the ball rolling, and or it's over if it's too long. You maybe make the argument this is too long, but I thought it was fine. I don't know. I thought the buildup was fine actually. In fact, it was kind of nice to get a feel for these people.
Yeah, character development.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's what the whole beginning part was, is to get you to care about these people.
Right. Yeah.
Try to get to for everything that will happen later on.
Yeah.
They want to do again their lives and stuff.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld's character was really interesting.
Her first introduction.
Yeah, just staring.
Ma'am.
Yeah, when I first saw it, like I saw people walking out saying, "Yeah, it was a slow burn," and I was like, I didn't really get the slow burn thing, but I mean, all that stuff does get kind of tied up in the end, to where like it's very like crowd pleaser tie-ups at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, it was pretty. You got really crowd pleasery at the end. really crowd pleasery.
I guess I don't know if he's the main protagonist. I wrote down Michael B. Jordan is the main protagonist, but Miles Keaton.
Oh yeah,
Sammy Moore.
He's also kind of
he might be the main character,
protagonist. Yeah.
But this is like his first feature length film. He was pretty good in this one.
Good. He's a little hard to understand, but he's good.
Kind of
that's him playing guitar. He's a pretty badass guitar player.
Yeah, he's not good.
Yeah,
sounds good singing too.
No.
But yeah, just what I thought about it really quick. I thought it felt like a lot of different films. My dad was just in here talking to me and Ian. He said the garlic scene. There's a garlic scene in this film.
He and I were thinking the exact same thing. I just kept thinking of The Thing.
Yeah, the blood test scene in The Thing. Because they're trying to test and figure out who's a vampire amongst them. Reminds me a lot of Dusk Till Dawn, which has kind of like a similar thing,
like
where
it's like you think it's like a gangster movie, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's vampires.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. But other than that, I think the acting was amazing. There was a drunkard guy who was in here.
He's my favorite character.
Yeah,
Delta Slim,
played by Delroy Lindo. He was so good in this one.
He's my favorite character.
Yeah. Cornbread, played
Dude, I kept
by-
thinking he was Forrest Whitaker, but I'm like, that's not Forrest Whitaker. He's too young.
played
And
by Omar Benson
Steven
Miller.
told me, he's like, Rick, you remember 8 Mile? I'm like, oh yeah, now I
Okay.
remember him.
I know the whole time I see him on screen, I just kept thinking about 8 Mile.
Yeah, I didn't even put that together until Steven told me.
Or even the vampire is really good. Jack O'Connell played Remick.
Steven knew of him. I'm not too familiar with that fellow.
No,
He's gonna be in
Oh,
28 years
yeah.
later.
Wait,
also-
the new one that's coming out? He's gonna be in it?
Yeah, but I don't think he's in any of the promotional material. He was also the villain in Eden Lake, like one of the little main teenagers
Okay.
torturing
I haven't seen
leads.
that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
He was really good though.
Yeah. Oh, also in this movie, the soundtrack is really good. I've actually got it playing on my phone now a lot, playing through all the songs, which the film also kind of like in the very introduction of it introduces music as kind of like a magical, mystical power that people can have inside of them, and it attracts demons or sometimes even
asked
good voodoo too.
When Steven was talking to me about it, I asked him if they were kind of playing on the whole like the devil invented blues.
The devil went down Georgia.
Yeah. That's what I've always liked. They always say rock and roll is, corrupt the children with its devilish ways.
The devil's music.
To me, that's the
yeah.
reason why it's so awesome. It's because everyone always correlated it to bad stuff. That's why, that's what's fun about it. That's what's cool about it.
Yeah. Let's move into a spoiler section. If you guys haven't seen Sinners, I think we can all highly recommend it.
Yeah.
If you can find a showing, it was kind of hard to find a showing of Sinners.
I mean, it's
Because
still
I
in
wanted
the
to see it again.
standard format.
I thought you said centipede. I read that wrong. I'm illiterate. Like, why was he a centipede?
Bottle Jack said, "Dang, why don't you have Tony on more often? This dude is a cinephile."
This
I
dude is a
know, dude.
centipede.
Yeah,
He doesn't go to the
Mm.
movies when I tell him to.
He's got to come on some
Oh, no.
more.
Yeah, it was Substance.
Yeah, look, he's got the Superman poster.
Is
We
that the
gotta-
new Superman coming out?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're ready to review that one for sure.
That's coming out soon, right?
Yeah.
You didn't too much.
Wow.
Let's move on to the spoiler section, guys. Talk about some of the kills, I guess. You know what? I'll start right off the bat. The way that the vampires all get in, it pissed me off. I let out an audible.
Dude.
Oh
Me
no!
too.
Come
I was
on.
like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
With the one chick, yeah.
That was Lee Jun Lee playing Grace Chow. She's upset her husband's out there. He's become one of the undead,
Yeah.
and says, "Come on, you mothers, come get me."
Yeah.
And so that, I guess that's one of the vampire tropes that they're playing into in this movie.
Oh, that you can only be invited in. Yeah, that was cool.
I like that. They made some funny bits. Cornbread, he's a vampire, and he's like, "All right, can I come in now, guys?"
Yeah.
Like, you never asked for permission before.
Yeah.
Man, that cornbread scene where he's like pausing every time he pees.
Yeah. Yep.
Pauses and looks
That's fun to
around.
do. That is not fun to do. I don't recommend that to anybody.
I have a couple videos.
Of me doing that?
Yeah.
Really?
You and Christian got into a pissing
Oh
contest
my
one
god,
night.
that's dude, yeah. We got in a literal pissing contest, yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure I beat him. I wiped that from my phone. I think that lives with you now.
Tony's been sending me a lot of
Pissing video.
no, a lot of like Instagram reels about like I guess film theory, we could call it.
Yeah. pretty
On
much.
like the two characters that Michael B. Jordan plays, Smoke and Stack. I think one of them pointed out how the costuming between them, one looks like he would belong in the Italian mob, which is probably the red hat, versus the Irish mob, which is probably the greenish blue hat.
That's interesting. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, but they actually played on like a historical article about how the mob started fighting up in Chicago is where they were at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like an actual historical event that happened, and Ryan Coogler just happens to throw it into Sinners. I think it's pretty cool, like the historical accuracies he's going for.
Right. Yeah.
And it was supposed to be like them. They were the ones who started the whole war, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how they got all of the wine
Booze.
and booze for the juke joint.
Yeah.
Mm.
Jordan said, "Shout out cornbread." He was funny in this one. What's another fun fact, Tony?
Fun fact.
All those history videos you've been sending me.
Trying to think off the top of my head.
I was looking into the wooden nickels because at one point one of the guys tries to
That was
pay
their
with the
Oh,
that
when
was
they were
their
trying
like
to pay with
slave
it?
money that they had. That's why one of the brothers was arguing against using it because you can only spend it in those communities.
Right. But they weren't slaves though. I guess that's just they were still picking cotton in the field. They were still kind of doing slave jobs. They were just technically free.
I think that was sharecropping, and somebody talks about that.
Right.
I think they're like, Cornbread, what you doing
Because he was picking cotton with his wife, right? Yeah.
Which is something that, isn't in a lot of movies or talked about a lot, is what happened after the slaves were emancipated was the sharecropping. And it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it too. Like, oh, they were freed, but they were still like financially held down.
Did they mention Al Capone? I don't remember them mentioning.
Yeah, that's who they were working for.
No, really?
Yeah, they
totally
were.
missed that. Wow.
Al Capone.
I think they only mentioned Capone like once in the movie, but like they keep talking about how they were from Chicago and that they were working for Capone.
I totally missed that. Wow.
That's fun.
Yeah, what my brother, he thought that they were like he was like, why did he put the bar in the Chicago typewriter in? Isn't that from World War II? And I was like, no, those weapons are around. They just weren't like adopted until World War II. Like he thought it was historically inaccurate. And I was like, how are you gonna say they're from Chicago? Of course they have the Chicago typewriter on them.
Yeah, the typewriter I think like showed up like towards the end of the First War, right?
It was from, like it was invented like 1917 or 1918.
It's a gun.
Yeah, the Thompson typewriter with the big round.
Why do you call it a typewriter? Because it looks like a typewriter. I've never heard that.
Oh, it's the addition.
In Resident Evil 4, they call it the Chicago typewriter when you unlock it.
Really? I don't remember that.
I think that was probably like a nickname. Probably the gangsters gave it.
I just always heard Tommy gun.
Yeah, that too.
I never heard typewriter. That's interesting. Yeah,
and I always heard it called Tommy gun too.
Probably
you know what? I didn't even think of that. Yeah, this was what 1932. This movie takes place.
Yeah,
they definitely had them. People were already using them, but yeah, you correlate it more, I guess, towards World War II. But yeah, they were definitely a thing by that point. They had to have been. I've heard that trench sweeper. I guess yeah, Chicago typewriter, Chicago piano. Okay.
The trench sweeper, the trench broom.
Yeah.
It's because I think the sound it makes is why they're calling it a typewriter.
Yeah, it says that right there. It's cool.
All right, Sinners. Another big spoiler is right in the middle of it. Sammy, or I think main character, he plays a song, and it goes into this like elaborate one shot, and the song's great. What did you guys think about that one? Did that one hit for you guys, or was it a little too over the top? It's where the past and the future of his ancestors all mix in and join in on the song. What do you think?
Oh, we're trying to like show like the history of like, oh, blues started everything, like every type of genre pretty much after it. And they were showing like the whole
hip hop.
To where it is now and stuff. I thought that was really interesting how they were mixing everything in together and stuff like that. And like how showing like where everything kind of originated from.
I think that it works for Remix motivations because like in that sequence, like it literally makes it to where you're connected with your ancestors, and if like that's what he wants to do, like Miles really can bring all those like people together, like from like his time to where like he's stuck in time. So of course he wants to find a way to connect to those people, which is why he wants to take his gift from him. And then also he's like a representation of assimilation with his offering.
Yep. What about you, Ian? Did it work for you, or is it too cheesy?
It's an impressive shot. I don't know if I go so far as the impression I got from it was I just didn't like it. To me, it was like it's like, dude, Ryan Coogler. I know this all came from the blues. Like I know, it almost felt like it's like you people need to understand. This is where it all comes. Like, dude, I know. That's how I kind of felt. It's an impressive shot and it's cool, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. It almost felt like a lecture or like
heavy-handed, maybe.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see that take.
It's just I don't know, man. Like I wouldn't change it, but in the theater, I was just like, I know I know this is where it all came from. I know.
It-
Nothing wrong with that, but it's just kind of, I don't know, maybe for all the idiot kids that don't know. I shouldn't say that, but all the uneducated people that probably don't know that. What'd you think of it?
I could see it being. I could see your take for sure. It was a little heavy-handed, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's still impressive the way they
yeah.
did it.
That and just I think it makes me think of the hit Marvel Disney Plus program Echo, where that's her whole power is she can channel her ancestors.
Oh, okay.
And then I think I don't know what kind of powers her ancestors give her, but she calls on them, and that it's the same tribe as in Sinners, the Choctaw tribe, in both
Oh,
films.
the that were chasing the dude.
Oh yeah, the Choctaw
Oh yeah,
tribe.
that
goes
was gonna be the
after-
other question I had. I was like, whatever happened to them?
I know.
Yeah,
that's
that's like the
what-
most obvious
yeah.
question because like they say that they're gonna go inside because it's getting dark. Like I feel like that's when I understood like not to expect them to pop up again because obviously they know
Yeah.
better than to fight them in the
Yeah,
vampires
I just
element.
thought I thought they were gonna play like a bigger role later on in the big fight.
Same. I thought they
Yeah,
would
you
reunite
never
at
know.
one
Never
point
see
or
them again.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah,
they fucked off. They're just like, fuck
yeah, they
this.
just disappeared. It's like,
Yeah.
damn.
So it's your problem now.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh man. But yeah, I think that scene worked for me. I mean, you even had like I don't know what's called them. Are they called B-boys where they're in like the Crip and the Blood outfits
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you even had like their far back ancestors. I think was there even like Chinese dancers in
I
there?
think so.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. There was like a dude that looked like he should have been in like Earth, Wind, and Fire with the Gibson Flying V with like the Elton John glasses. You know what I'm talking
Yes.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have that amazing song playing, the amazing set piece, but then I don't know, I kind of liked it when all of a sudden you look outside and the vampires are having their own powwow. It's a lot more toned down, it's a lot darker, but they start doing the Irish jig outside. Everybody's just dancing in place,
Yeah,
just
doing
tap
the
dancing.
river dance. Yeah.
Everybody's gathered around. It was both scary because you don't want to look outside in the middle of the night and see a bunch of vampires doing that. But it also was a cool song. That's one that I've been playing, Rocky Road to Dublin, on my iPhone. Yeah, what'd you guys think about that one? Actually, before you say it, my review of this film, I usually write up like a good paragraph or so when I do film reviews. I just put you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? And it's because of that
That's
scene.
funny.
And that was my review.
That's funny.
So, I thought it was good. I thought that was my favorite part, I think.
Yeah, that was also well done. Yeah, it was cool.
All right. And then finally, the after credits. Everybody said on Twitter, you got to stay for the after credits.
I did.
The whole
Yeah,
movie's in
I
the after
I
credits.
did, yeah. Well, and I stayed for the after credits too.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
It wasn't really anything that big, but
No, just the mid credit scene was the
that was
important
the
one.
big one, yeah.
Where we see an older version of Sammy and
Buddy Guy, right?
played by Buddy Guy,
Yeah.
who's going on tour. I was thinking about getting some
Oh,
tickets.
that's cool.
That'd be sick. Yeah, he's in his old age. He might be close to death, according to Michael B. Jordan, who shows up and says, "Hey, I'm a vampire, and my brother told me not to kill you, but want me to turn you." I don't know. What would you have said? Turn me, or
No, I would have said what he said. It's like, I've had enough of this place, or whatever he said. Fuck staying around longer.
yeah, ready to move on.
Yeah, I respected that decision. What about you guys? Would you have indulged in that offer?
No, I don't think I would have accepted it either.
You blew past the big clan shootout at the end.
Dude, that
Well,
part was sick.
That was like one of the top moments for me.
That
Like
was
I think
really
there'd
cool.
be like 3 big moments.
That was
in
pretty
Sinners for
badass. Him going and mowing them all down. That was pretty neat.
Wait, what's your 3 big moments?
I would say like the transcendent sequence where they're like doing like all the different music variations through time, the Rocky Road to Dublin scene, and probably the shootout at the end, like the highlights.
Yeah,
But the trailer gives away the like when Remick dies, like they spoil that in the trailer because like you can see the flame going up, and I was like, that's like how the movie ends. Like it's pretty easy to put together if you have seen the trailer.
Yeah.
yeah. The clan shootout was sick, dude. He's got the bar out,
Yeah.
mowing everybody
That's
down.
pretty sick.
Felt like a Quentin Tarantino
It did,
movie.
yeah, it did. It really did.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
make sure. Oh, you know what else though is this? I forgot to say this movie doesn't feel like it babies you. Maybe like the Disney movies that we're used to from Coogler, like they have to censor those a lot. This one has some sex scenes in there. It's got some foul language. At one point, I think Haley Steinfeld spits in a man's mouth. I'm all like, oh my goodness.
When does that happen?
I think that's like right before she like eats him, right?
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that was.
big drool on him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They put a move in there that would make DJ Khalid blush because I know he doesn't like doing it.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I forgot about that.
What do you think about the vampires having like the power to like absorb people's memories and like have a shared conscious?
That was kind of cool. I like that.
That was interesting
like
too.
a hive mind. Right? Is that kind of what they were going for? Like a hive mind?
Kind of like as soon as you turn one, if you turn one, they all kind of share the same memory.
Yeah.
And they share like whoever they absorb, they get their memories, but it's spread out through everybody.
That's how he was able to tip him off about the clan.
Yeah.
Try to get him on his side. I like that. I don't think that's usually what vampires are known for.
Maybe not, but I think it worked for the movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't like bothered by that at all.
Yeah.
But it worked.
One thing I noticed that I felt kind of was like out of place was when they do the garlic scene. There's like some people missing at the big, like when the vampires break in, they kill a couple no names. It's like, where were they during the like garlic scene? They kind of just show up as like little body bags.
Yeah, that big battle had like a bunch of extra people that weren't there before.
Just randomly spawned.
Gotta have those casualties. Yeah.
Because I saw a review where some guy was saying I feel like they needed more like no names to really show the casualties of vampires and like how like aggressive they are and like how they're destroying them. It's like they kind of did have those. They were just like unexplained why they were there.
Oh man, yeah. I think this was an excellent film, though. Let's get to rating it, guys. Ian, did you want to rate it?
Yeah, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I will give it a 4.5 out of 5. I don't think this is a perfect movie. Maybe it's just because it's so fresh in my head, but I think it's very, very good. I think it's a really well done movie. It's got everything I want out of a movie, really. Yeah, I think this is Ryan Coogler's best film. I think this is Michael B. Jordan's best performance. I'm not really a big fan of his, but I thought he did a really good job in this. Yeah, I can understand why someone might say it's a little too slow, maybe a little too long, but at the same time, this is how like I'm really into. I had to piss so bad, and I held it the entire time. I did not want to get up and miss anything. So
that's a good indicator.
Yeah,
the piss indicator.
Exactly. It all comes back to piss. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Nice. Juan, what do you rate it?
Honestly, I have to agree with Ian. 4.5 out of 5 for me too. Honestly, this movie, like I went in pretty much almost not knowing anything about it. I did hear about the twist that it was going to be like some type of horror movie, but then just like watching almost like halfway through the movie and it was like not really no action, but just that story already had me hooked. And then all the action packed towards the end, it just got me even more hooked on the movie and made me like it even more, honestly. But yeah, 4.5.
Nice. Tony, what about you?
I also went with the 4.5 as my rating. Like, I don't know, that I feel like it wasn't like all the way perfect movie, but there's still like a lot to enjoy in it. And like while watching it, I didn't even like cross my mind like where the vampires were. Like I almost forgot that was like a major plot thing because I don't show up halfway through. But
yeah,
I don't think it's like too long of a movie. Like I've seen it like 3 times now, and I don't know, it felt like it kind of went fast from like the subsequent viewings. There's a little bit of foreshadowing you get on a rewatch.
Nice. 4.5, 4.5.
What about you?
As for me, I forgot to even talk about it. The lighting is also amazing in this one. It makes me think of Peele's last movie about the UFOs.
Oh yeah, Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
That one was shot in the dark too, but Yeah, but lighting, they're actors. They're very skilled. I even had to look up the cinematographer on this one. Man, let me see. All cast and crew. Um,
I'd be curious to see what else they've done.
Yeah,
There we go.
cinematographer was
Autumn
Autumn
Can you look up what else they've done?
Durald
Arkapaw?
Arkapaw.
That's
Very
quite the
good.
name.
Yeah, that is.
What else has she done?
Known for Black
Oh,
Panther,
she did
Wakanda
Wakanda
Forever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Loki, Beastie Boy story. The music was amazing. The acting was fantastic too. We were talking about some of our favorites. Even even a lot of the supporting actors too. Hogwood, he was just kind of a good, big bad guy. The Chows are both great. And yeah, like I was saying, it's not very handholdy. We get into some subjects that I don't think I've ever seen portrayed on film recently, at least. Those sexual acts, gambling, a lot of sinning in this film, a lot of adult content, uh, and then just Michael B. Jordan disappearing into the twin role. I got to give this one a 5 out of 5, guys. This one is a good movie. I'm jonesing to see it again. If I can get an IMAX,
I kind of am too.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
One thing I kind of think though, sometimes I feel like the sexual scenes, some of it, like the part within the shack, that felt kind of fake to me. Like, I don't know, it just felt kind of like that Hollywood style where it was just like super snappy. And I was just thinking like, because usually favorite movies are like sexual in nature. I just feel like Nosferatu was like one that was like more like graphic, at least if you think of it like that. A lot of Sinners is like vulgar to me. Like it's mostly all just dialogue. When you think about it.
Yeah. I think he's trying to show it though like that on purpose. I don't know. Because like you're saying, like Nosferatu, I don't know, they treat each other differently in that way.
I don't remember. I just remember it was him, right, trying to fuck Lily James or whatever. Not Lily James, Lily Depp.
It gets weird in that one.
It wasn't. You think it was better in that, Tony?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking like that if you think about like with a vampire like sexual nature, it was more like intense in that one.
Gotcha.
Like there's only really 2 scenes in Sinners where it's like, or I guess 3 like scenes in Sinners where it's like overtly sexual, and the rest is all like vulgar stuff where it's like all dialogue, like what the characters are saying to each other. And I guess even the vampire switching languages to talk to the Chinese lady.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I didn't mind the sex. I thought the sex was fine.
Hey, it's great. Great stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Well, you don't really. I guess you're right. You don't really see that much anymore. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to Coogler's next movie. I don't know what he's going to do next.
I hope he keeps doing stuff more like this and kind of away from Marvel. I think Marvel kind of hinders.
His next thing is he's doing that X-Files like TV show.
No, what?
Yeah, that's like his next project, I think.
And then doing the X-Files.
Yeah, and like, he has to do it. Black Panther 3, I think, with Denzel maybe.
Okay. Probably still on contract or something.
Yeah.
I like the Panther movies. They're fun.
I haven't seen the second one.
No, I still haven't seen the second one.
Me and CJ had to go support because he's a Sacramento State alumni.
He is.
Oh, is he?
But I don't know. I'd rather support something like this than Marvel right now.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone that likes Marvel. I don't know. I'm tired.
All right. I know Juan's got to go actually check out the next Marvel.
No, I had to go see the Marvel.
You got to go check out Thunderbolts. Yeah. Tony, give us a super quick spoiler-free review of Thunderbolts for the people who are going to see it this weekend.
I feel like you just should go and see it. Like, I don't know. I think it is kind of I give it a thumbs up. I think it's one of the better ones that came out recently. Okay. I'll probably only put it under Guardians 3, like in terms of posts, like No Way Home.
Does it really have the longest post-credit scene?
Yeah, I could tell you why, but it would be a spoiler. Like once you see it, like I'll tell you, but you'll probably figure it out yourself.
All right. Okay. Cool. Everybody go check out the latest Marvel schlop, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening.
I got my ticket for tomorrow. So gotta go get my Marvel.
There you go. Marvel at the Marvel movie.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys for reviewing Sinners with me. Everybody have a great weekend. Of course, of course. We will talk to you next time. Later, everybody.
Later, guys.
Later.
Ooh.